And that's what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
You don't sound very sure.
I'm not.
Well, that's your problem, isn't it?
Welcome back to Occult Class.
This week we have scary tales about eggs and gray?
Gray?
Eggs?
Gray eggs.
Greg's. This episode's dedicated to you, Greg. Wherever you are.
Ex-stepdad, Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Specifically, Christine's ex-stepdad, Greg.
Your person, alright. Yeah. I'm doing suggestions.
Ha! I have a suggestion.
Mm-hmm. Is it constructive?
Yep. No, I meant also.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, you goofball.
Okay. I thought you were just being a weirdo again.
Nah.
Only sometimes.
Well, fucking whip it out.
Oh.
Get in there.
Yeah, okay.
Take your pants off. Go for it, hurry up. Ignore things, just go.
I'm doing the Koromodako.
Corazon?
Koromodako. It's a an octopus. Yokai. And it lives near Kyoto and Fukui in the bays of Ine and Wakasa.
Ooh.
Basically the description goes that they are normally really small, like only a few centimeters.
Aw, cute.
Like tiny. So tiny.
That's like the octopuses in Amanchu Season 2.
But they're so tiny that like they basically are at mercy with the water and the waves. They're not very good at living, I guess.
They're just babies.
They're little babies. They're getting bullied by the ocean. They're described as being very small, normally. And females have a paper-thin shell, similar to the Argonaut octopus. The males do not have shells. Both genders have a membrane between their tentacles that stretch kind of like a vampire squid, and it kind of acts as a net to grab things. If they are threatened, they can become gigantic. Basically, just grow, they expand, and big enough to even eat ships or people. And then when they're done eating, they go back to tinies. Unfortunately, there are no stories with this creature. It's just, that's what it is. It is a creature.
It's tiny big.
Tiny big, and they kind of go in swarms like jellyfish, but not really. Because I only heard that from one place, so I'm not sure if that's actually something that really happens.
It probably is.
Yeah. But either way, pretty cool.
Who would win in a fight?
Mm-hmm.
Your creature or Bigfoot?
Probably this creature, to be
Wrong, Bigfoot.
Why?
Bigfoot are actually aliens that have been kicked off their homeworld, so they have the element of probably guns.
Oh, I was gonna say like Venom.
Shut the fuck up. Never say that word around me again. My topic. We're gonna get right into it. I ignore you. You're done. Here we go. Mine is about aliens. Probably.
Yeah?
Maybe. We don't know. One evening in April 1977 at Pendeli Mountain, Greece, Mr. LX and his wife, Miss VM. They left their names out because they don't want anyone to, make fun of them and stuff, but they use their initials because it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, LX probably stands for Lathander Xavier, and VM stands for the Virgin Mary. So, it's probably them. They went for an excursion in the mountain. A certain remote place on the rocky slopes, they saw a strange car. The car appeared normal and pristine, But the place where it was stationed was inaccessible due to rocks.
Somebody just
How the heck
plopped
they get it
down
up
a
there?
car.
Yeah, it was like a high school prank seniors do when they get the car on the roof, and you're like, how'd they do it? But this was in the woods.
I've never heard of that, but yeah, sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, Canada's boring.
Well, somebody snuck a cow in school once on the top floor.
Yeah.
They can't climb downstairs.
Ours is the seniors tend to like hang a car from a bridge, or like I don't. That's
People
the only one
are
I can think of because
mean.
that one's weird. I mean, I don't think it was anybody's car that was needed. I think it was under a bridge that had no traffic, like a river or a ravine. Not a big deal.
Okay.
The car was intact, and it was there for many days. The people had come back repeatedly to see if the car's owner would finally come and tow it away. They're like, what's with this stupid-ass car? One of the visits, they climbed up to the car to examine it further, because they're like, well, I'm getting curiouser and curiouser. There was nothing unusual except the car's presence and some peculiar tracks in the snow, getting a real Muda Muda vibe from a JoJo reference. The tracks were oval, about 1/2 meter long, and they were even in virtually vertical rock surfaces. So this little baby was walking unlike any animal or man could. As they stood around, the younger woman, Mrs. VM, strayed away. Actually, wait, I think this is a third person straight away from the couple. This is a new person. I forgot this person was here. She doesn't have initials. What are we going to call her? We're going to call her... Yep, Cupcake, straight away from the couple, and had reached a spot behind some bushes. Suddenly, she began to scream like a banshee, and the couple ran to her. She calmed down after a moment and explained, I saw a white creature, a horrendous white creature, oval in shape, about 60 centimeters tall, with no features except 2 huge luminous eyes. The others did not see anything, but Mr. LX did notice that the bushes were moving like some animal was behind them. Somewhat concerned, they said, eh, and they went back to Athens.
They were like, "Meh."
A few days later, Mr. LX had a very strange experience. He was again in Pendelly with his wife, the Virgin Mary, when he started to scream and tremble. For a while. You didn't say anything, Christine. I was waiting for you to do something
I thought you had
about me saying
disconnected
twumble.
for a
But
second.
man, Christine never hooks me with any good memes. She just leaves me
I
hanging.
just think you keep
That's fine.
disconnecting.
For a while, he was unable to speak, but eventually he could, and he explained to his wife
That he's...
that
Hmm?
he was ready to start the car when he saw beside him, outside the car, a huge black sphere rotating with tremendous speed. He could not see any details, only that it was something like a hairy sphere or a sphere made of thick black smoke. The whole incident lasted fractions of a second. At that same time, he felt like something was trying to enter my mind, and saw the sphere coming through the closed glass of the car window. But luckily, he came to before that happened and told his wife all that happened, so... What do you think those were?
I don't even know.
You think those were aliens?
I mean...
Ghosts? Demons?
All of those were equally weird. I don't know, like, it could be anything. It could also just...
That was the
not
same week almost, with the same people. They saw an egg, and then a hairy cloud. Nothing?
No, I don't know what that could be.
Just nothing? It's nothing.
It's
Christine's like, it's no biggie. That's normal. What are you worried about? Fucking chill out. It's just an egg.
just an egg.
It's just an egg and a hair ball. Whatever. Let it enter your mind. No biggie.
Sounds like crazy people to me.
Oh, jeez. That's very rude, Christine. They saw an egg.
I saw an egg. Oh.
Alright, whatever.
I'm also gonna do an extraterrestrial.
Zier's an egg.
No.
Then why do I care?
Oh, so that was really aggressive. No, this one's just suggest. Oh, there I guess both suggestions from Rusho.
My next topic is a suggestion from Rusho.
Oh.
He tends to whip out those suggestions.
Yeah. So I hope we're not doing the same one, because that'd be...
If we do, I got other topics I can
That's
swag
true.
in there.
You are better at doing the topics than I am. So I'm doing...
What you told Poo?
I'm talking about the Felix Stowe fire demon.
Nope, don't worry, I'm doing the Gray Man.
Oh, that's what you said, Gray. Okay, cool. We're good.
She figured it out, folks. She got it. She got it.
So I'm gonna read directly from the site because it seems like an actual bit by piece by piece of what happened.
Ooh, exciting! It's about aliens.
Yeah. So on an autumn evening in 1965, a group of British youths were cruising the town when one of them had a terrifying encounter with a fiery demon that would leave him.
Wait a
for
fucking
life.
second. I thought you said it was an alien. Now you're saying it's a demon.
It's.
You're pulling the wool from under my rug.
It seems more like an alien than it does a demon, in my opinion.
Okay, I guess I'll let you. I'll believe you. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Felix Stowe is an Edwardian seaside town nestled in the North Sea coast of Suffolk.
Suffix.
It's not Suffolk.
Suffix. It's suffix.
But it's folk.
I don't care. Suffix.
I don't think so.
I think it is.
Suffolk.
No, suffix.
I don't think so.
Suffolk. Like for Suffolk, retweet for its Suffolk.
Suffolk, England. The bustling hub offers a plethora of fascinating sights, but none as strange as the one seen by a group of friends who were joyriding through the town on their way towards Essex at approximately 10:30 p.m. on the eve of September 20th, 1965. The group consisted of driver 25-year-old Jeff Maskey and his passengers Mavis Fordyce and Michael Johnson. For reasons not...
His name's Michael Johnson. That's a silly name.
Ow.
Because it's really fucking boring.
Compared to Mavis Fordyce and...
Michael Johnson, huh?
Johnson. Sounds also like an American, name.
Sounds like the name you make up when the police say, "What's your name?" You look to your left at Michael Street and Johnson Avenue.
Yes.
Michael Johnson?
Michael Johnson. For reasons not known, Maskey pulled over on the curb next to the hedgerow on the tree-lined Walton Avenue. Youngsters were engaged in a lively conversation when Johnson abruptly opened the car door and wandered into the murky night. Fordyce and Maskey exchanged perplexed glances as their cohort vanished into the Stygian blackness. But it simply assumed...
What is he doing?
What?
I don't know!
But he simply assumed that he had gone to use the bathroom in the woods. Yep, that one bathroom. That one bathroom in the woods.
1 sec, I gotta go bathy.
Gotta go bathy. Just moments after Johnson disappeared behind the shrubbery skirting the woods, Maskey and Fordyce heard what they described as a high-pitched hum sound. Fordyce grew anxious as the loud humming noise began overwhelming them, and Maskey leaned out of the window to try to determine the origin of the noise. It was then that he observed an oval-shaped orange object suspended in the sky over 90...
You do have an egg in the story.
I mean, it's a UFO.
You said there were no eggs.
It's an oval shape. It's not an...
That's an egg.
An oblong.
It's an egg.
Anyways.
It's an egg.
90 feet above the car. He estimated that the UFO was about 6 foot wide, and both he and Fordyce claimed that it was glowing so bright that it bathed the surrounding countryside in the eerie orange glow. After the events seemed to have ended, the two friends realized that Johnson was still in the woods. Anxious, they started to call for him, without success.
I don't know why. The fact that his name is Michael Johnson is still getting me. Because now I'm thinking of them getting out of the car. Michael Johnson! Michael Johnson, please! Hurry back, Michael Johnson! Michael Johnson, please!
It's very silly. I scrolled up for a second, now I'm lost a little bit.
I'll keep doing Michael Johnson!
Anxious, they started to call for him without success. Maskey threw his car in reverse gear before calling him again. At the end of a few moments of distress, Michael finally reappeared, but he looked shocked, staggering, and holding his head. His friends first believed he was joking, but when the young man suddenly collapsed, they rushed to help him. Fortis tried her best to make Johnson comfortable as Maskey hopped behind the wheel and sped away from the forbidden forest and the strange orange light towards nearby Felixstowe Hospital. Once at the hospital, Johnson regained consciousness, but he was suffering from amnesia and could not recognize his friends who had rescued him, which was sad. That is sad. The doctors on duty at the relatively small. Why did I have to? It's hard to read. Relatively small hospital diagnosed a serious case of shock. They also noted that he had an unusual burn mark on the back of his neck and contusions above his right ear. The doctor then decided that it would be best to transfer Johnson to a hospital in Ipswich, which was far better equipped to deal with Johnson's injuries and psychological condition. The following day, Johnson recovered his lost senses, and when his friends came to visit him, he told them of his mysterious encounter with a strange alien entity in the woods next to Walton Avenue. Johnson claimed that when he abruptly got out of the car the night before, he was compelled to do so by an unknown pressing force, which insisted.
Come to me, Michael Johnson. Come to me, Michael Johnson.
It's like the Phantom of the Opera. It's like, come to me, Christine. And she goes into the basement.
Michael Johnson,
sing for me. Which insisted he go into the woods. Johnson told his friends that and doctors that he was forced to walk into the dark forest, although he was unable to recall the distance where he encountered what he described as a humanoid being with large luminous eyes that were glowing in the darkness. Johnson swore that he had no memories of what happened next until he woke up the following morning in the hospital bed. It was obvious that the doctors who heard the young man's bizarre tale were skeptical, to say the least, and newspaper reporters from Ipswich, Evening Star, who published a strange encounter on September 21st, 1965, were equally incredulous. Nevertheless, Johnson's friends, who had bore witness to the fiery egg-shaped UFO, you're right, egg, with their own eyes, believed their pal and knew all too well that something strange and terrifying had transpired in the woods near Walton Avenue that dark night. So aliens, right? Except every picture that I've seen of it, it's like it's a person on fire. It didn't say that the person was on fire, just that it had glowing eyes. Or did it say that it was on fire? I don't think it did.
I don't know. Regardless, that was an excellent story.
Yep. And you have one more story?
Mine's about the Gray Man. Rusha said talk about the Gray Man, and I'm like, you know what? Why not? He, the Gray Man, is a legendary ghost of the Pawleys Island. You know where they is at? South Carolina. They're one of the oldest summer resorts. Well, resort towns. They're not actually just a resort. On the East Coast, Located 35 minutes south of Myrtle Beach, this community of the seaside is rife with stories of slave rebellions, agricultural plantations, and as local folklore would have it, ghosts.
Yay, ghosts.
The most famous legend is that of the D. Gray Man. The anime, or just Gray Man. A mysterious figure who warns people about impending storms. According to numerous documented accounts, he appears on the beach at Pawleys Island prior to hurricanes. He warns you to say he goes, what, the hurricane? That's what he does. Residents who are wise enough to heed the Gray Man's warning always find their homes undamaged after the storm, even if their neighbors are boomed. Don't laugh at that. Encounters with the Gray Man have taken place before every major hurricane that has struck these islands for more than 200 years, Christine.
Mm-hmm. As in the hurricane that just happened?
Mm-hmm. Every single one.
Mm-hmm.
Such was the case of Jim and Clara Moore, who encountered the mysterious figure just 2 days before Hurricane Hugo roared ashore. We were taking a walk late in the afternoon, which we usually do, Jim said. You see, so many people walking on the beach at that time of day. Damn. That particular afternoon, though, we only saw one, and he was coming directly towards us. When I got within speaking distance, I raised my hand to say, "Hey, what's up, dog?" But then he was gone. Hurricane Hugo annihilated Jim and Clara's neighborhood, but their house suffered little damage, if at all. It's pretty compelling, isn't it?
Yes.
Though eyewitnesses' accounts vary, most people describe the Gray Man as a figure dressed in all gray clothing and a cloak. The man usually appears on the beach, either stepping out of the dunes or waving to boaters from the shore, like, "Hey, there's a hurricane coming." Like, what? Huh? He goes, "Hey guys, hurricane." He doesn't actually talk. I'm adding that for embellishment. Yeah, no. He just looks at you and waves, and then it disappears, and you go, "Ooh, a ghost." Most of the sightings occur on Pawleys Island, though the figure has been known to travel. He ain't a baby pants. He'll walk. One fisherman spotted the Gray Man in Murrells Inlet, a coastal town about 10 miles north. So he gets around. He might have a motorcycle. We don't know.
A ghost motorcycle.
Here's a quote of someone else who's seen it. "I had been out on my boat nearly the entire day, and the sun was beginning to set. I was going to do one more sweep of the inlet for oysters when I noticed a man standing on the shore all alone, waving to me. As I drew my boat closer to him, I realized he was not waving at all. He had his hand out as if telling me to stop. He was dressed in all gray and looked like a pirate. I could not believe what I saw. I literally rubbed my eyes, looked again, and he was gone." Like that accent I added?
Yes.
Thanks. That is pretty good. After that, a couple hours later, storm rolled ashore and smashed those inlets pretty hard. Luckily, he had left before.
That's good.
There are a few origin stories, many in which involve a lovesick sailor returning from sea. Others believe that he is the original owner of Pawleys Island, George Pawley, who died in the 1700s. I'm gonna read you one of his amazing origin stories. Are you excited?
Yes, I like ghost stories.
According to one legend, a young woman was walking the windswept, lonely beach, not far from her parents' Pawleys Island home. She was in mourning for her childhood sweetheart, who had recently died in a tragic accident. Her love had returned to Georgetown by ship after an absence of several months. He was so eager to see his beloved fiance's face that, rather than wasting one more precious moment away from her, he took a short cross. A short cross?
Shortcut?
He took a short cross. Nope, short cross. Took a short cross right through the marsh. With his faithful manservant riding a short distance behind him, the eager fellow on his horse came to a sudden stop and began to sink in a patch of deadly quicksand. His manservant watched in horror, unable to help the young master, as he and his horse disappeared into the mire. When the young woman heard of her fiancé's tragic death, she was forlorn. After the funeral, she took to walking the stretch of beach where she and he used to stroll in happier times. This particular day was windier than most, but it suited her recent mood. She was alone with her sadness in the whipping wind when the ocean crashing by her side. Bam, bam. I'm doing an accent of the sea.
Accent.
Bam, bam. Yes, thank you. Suddenly, a figure appeared ahead. As she walked closer, the young woman could have sworn that is her dead-ass fiancé. With no fear, she crept up on him. She was like, "Hey," but he said, "Leave the island at once. You're in danger. Leave." Then he disappeared. The young lady, rightly shook, hurried home to tell her mama and papa about the strange experience. Upon hearing their daughter's story, her parents immediately began to make plans and pack. They're going to their inland home, they said. They did not know what danger they were fleeing from, but they did know that their daughter was not prone to lying and making up crazy, weird stories about ghosts.
She just wasn't having it that day.
The family left Polly's Island before dawn the following morning. That night, as they lay sleeping in the safety of their inland home, a hurricane came to the island and destroyed most of the homes, but her home was left undamaged.
That's sweet.
To this day, my dog, the gray man, chills out on them beaches. Those rolling dunes, waiting for a passerby to say, "Hey, I got you, fam," and wink.
It's a good story.
I know.
Were you going to talk about any sightings for the recent hurricane?
I don't even know what the recent one is.
Hurricane Florence?
I don't know if that took place in Carolina.
It did. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
Hurricane in Florence was already being predicted to be one of the worst hurricanes to ever hit the coast of North and South Carolina. Then the gray man ghost started appearing and people really got scared.
Ah, see?
So
Christine did it for me, because I can't, because I have a mechanical keyboard and it goes
I am using my phone.
That's also good.
I use my phone for research all the time. People in South Carolina.
See?
See? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, people in South Carolina may not believe the weather reports, videos, or reporters in raincoats hanging out on poles like flags, or their own rain-soaked, wind-blown eyes. But they seem to have great faith and fear in the prognostications attached to sightings.
Ooh, baby, those prognostications.
I don't know what that word is.
Oh, prognostication.
Sightings of the legendary Gray Man Ghost. The popular version of the tale dates back to 1822, before hurricanes had names.
Damn.
Is this a tweet? Sarah J. Dovely. "Oh lordy, it's getting real now. I just read that there was a sighting of the Gray Man at Palsy Island yesterday. South Carolina better get ready because he doesn't appear for nothing." That was a
Oh lordy.
That was a tweet.
Yeah, the Gray Man gets into the tweets now.
Yeah, there's like a lot of tweets. Yeah, okay, cool.
Well, Gray Man's pretty cool. He's a happy ghost.
Well, I don't think he's happy, but he does a good job.
He's pretty happy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's a jolly old ghost.
He's happy. If you're happy, leave a comment saying how happy you are.
I hope you're happy, guys.
If you're sad, sorry.
Well, I hope things get better, is what I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know what we haven't done?
What?
Just stinking email.
Just sticky
The
email?
stinking email.
Oh, the stinking email.
Yeah. You're so hot in my room right now.
What is the email?
The email is occultclass@gmail.com.
Why would you use the email?
To send us ghost stories, personal ghost stories, which, yeah, we're still empty on ghost stories. So if you feel like sending in personal ghost stories that have happened to you or
Technically,
family,
my mom has ghost stories, but I don't want to have to talk to her.
Fair, I guess.
Well, mainly I can't because I would like to have her recorded, but I can't have her come to my house because it's my they're divorced, so it'd be weird.
Fair.
It's a bummer. She's seen ghosts. Her grandma saw a ghost too. Or it was that thing where you're just stuck and can't move.
Sleep paralysis?
Yeah, but I don't think she's paralyzed.
No?
I don't think. I think they've seen ghosts. Which is pretty neat. But, as always, thank you for listening. If you want, leave a comment or go to the email. You can comment anything you want. You can say, damn, that was off the hook. You could say what kind of cryptids or aliens we would talk about. You could compliment Christina on how good she cooks lemon tart pies. Anything you want here at Occult Class. We appreciate all of it.
Okay, yeah.
Or you could just leave a like. You could leave a thumbs down even. I don't know why the fuck you would, but that's an option.
But we hope that you were entertained, and it's a spooky month, so hopefully we can get some spooks happening.
Oh, fuck. It is. It's Hallows Eve. I forgot. It's October, the scariest of months. We're gonna have to do something for the end of the month.
Yep.
Huh.
If only you were here for the end of the month.
Yeah, because I have a camera. We could go run into the forest and scream.
Yeah, we could have.
We could have a seance at your house, so I don't have to be afraid of my house being full of ghosts.
Oh, I mean, sure. It's fine.
I mean, yeah, I'm not letting them into my house. You think I'm an idiot?
So,
I ain't opening no portal into my house.
yeah. We'll do something. If you guys have any suggestions of things that you want to see for Halloween, that would be also awesome. But yes, thank you for listening. Keep spooky.